Later in the day, that place was jammed. Yesterday, Home Depot was jammed. However, I did go in for some last-minute items, and I was really pleased with how fast I was able to do self-checkout. So why did I go to Home Depot yesterday? Because we watched the videos on sandbag filling. So I decided with my own bags, I just needed to find a pile of sand. So I found Horizon Gravel Supply. And Horizon is located on Dale Mabry and Lambright. It's right behind the McDonald's over there. You make a turn off at Dale Mabry onto Lambright, and it's just on the left. You can't miss it. And they will sell pre-made sandbags. They had a line about 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock yesterday. They had an hour-long wait in a line to pick up pre-made sandbags. I bought 3 yards of beach sand, and they have giant piles of sand. They took a front-end loader, and they scooped up 3 yards of sand for me, put it in a pile, and I filled the bags myself with Willie. You're like, who the hell's, who's this Willie? Who's this Willie? So I've got a Hertz Ram 2500, which is a nice states over, and you're full. That's the coverage I want.
Yeah.
They said, if this thing is floating down the road, you're covered. So with the pickup truck, just had to go to Home Depot quickly and get a couple of last-minute things. Hey, Andrew, can you grab the hotline, please? See who's on the hot. Andrew, hurry up. Grab hot.
Hey,
grab hot.
Real quickly, we've had some issues with our YouTube stream that we know thousands of people are watching.
Yeah.
Andrew just started a new...
8 o'clock's out. All right, I'll finish my sandbag story because there's a lot of interesting information I want to pass along on the sandbags. All right, Greg D is back from ABC Action News at 8:11 here on a Tuesday morning. Hey, Greg.
Hey, I got 2 minutes, guys. So, the 8 a.m. just in. The winds are down to 145. The pressure is up a little bit. Still going through that eye wall replacement cycle. No changes with the track here. I wouldn't read too much in these fluctuations in intensity right now, especially in the phase that it's in. But basically, just looking at some of the model data, I don't think anything is really changing. I did look up the average error for the Hurricane Center in the last 4 years, this far out, 36 hours from landfall, it's 48 miles.
All right, that is good information. So 36 hours out, 48-mile margin of error. Now, let's take a second here and talk about eye wall replacement. So with the eye wall replacement, we have speeds of wind down, but when the replacement cycle is done, it can power right back up.
Power right back up. The eye wall comes back together. The air is now moving up all around the center. The pressure starts to drop inside. Now, I think one of the reasons why it may be taking a little bit longer to do so this go around is because after the last eye wall collapsed, the storm expanded a little bit, and I think more of the wind field is over the northern, feeling a little bit of friction from the northern Yucatan, which it is also now moving away from. So I think any of that will quickly disappear, and now it's also about to kind of move over the southern portion of the loop current. So it's about to hit some really warm water. So I really don't see anything in the next 12 to 24 hours that would prevent it from intensifying into a strong Category 4, maybe back to a weak Category 5.
It makes that S turn. I mean, when you look at the cone of uncertainty from the National Hurricane Center, I mean, is there any chance that S changes trajectory?
No, I don't think this is going to change in a big way. I think it basically is going to stay on that swoop. Obviously north and south wobbles are possible, but any kind of big change here, I don't think is going to happen.
All right, Greg, I know you got to roll back on TV.
I got to roll. I appreciate you guys. Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right, we've got Dennis on at 8:30, and then we'll talk to you after 8:30.
That sounds good.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you then.
All right, Greg D, ABC Action News meteorologist, extremely generous. The minute he has an opening, he's buzzing us, and clearly with the 8 o'clock intermediate National Hurricane Center advisory just posted, he was right on the hotline to us.
So, MJ, he said something very important there regarding the 36 hours out. The National Hurricane Center has a 48-mile accuracy.
Well, it's not accuracy. It's the margin of error. So you look at the projected landfall. You look at the cone, and at this point, yesterday it was 100-mile margin of error. Mm-hmm. So wherever they think it's going to go at this point, this far out, you still have a 48-mile to the north or 48 mile to the south, margin
Right.
of error.
They've dialed it in within 48 miles
Right.
of either
So
direction.
now the margin of error has been cut in half.
So landfall right now, it's showing right.
Kind of like the mouth of Tampa Bay, somewhere between middle of Pasco County and Sarasota is where it's going to land. All right, so we still have a bunch of calls on hold here, MJ. You still have your sandbag story. What do you want to do? We still have Dennis Phillips' list of great tips.
Got to get to all that stuff
Let's
coming
go.
up in a minute. All right, let me finish my sandbag story. Then we'll grab some phone calls. I got the Dennis Phillips tips that I can start going through. I don't have to do all 35. I can go through half and then do half later because, just a lot of information to give you as we prepare. We're on the final day of full preparation here, folks. So you've got to have everything by the end of business today. Make sure you do everything. You know where you're going. If you're in an evacuation zone, where you're heading. So back to the sandbag story quickly. One of the things in filling your own sandbag, that cone and cut it and make a funnel, what works really well is you go to the Home and Garden Center and you buy the flimsy, cheap, thin, black potting.
Yeah, like the
What do you call it?
the 2